What's crappin', fun seekers? Now, I know you guys are probably pretty excited about this El Camino, and I am too, and it's coming to the channel. Gonna take me a little while. Been really busy lately. We'll get to the El Camino probably in May, the soonest it'll get here. But you're not gonna believe what I paid for this car. In the meantime, though, we got other things to take care of. That's why we're here. I think I'm just gonna sit down here and make myself at home since it's my home anyway. Okay, cool, can you see me? Am I framed? Welcome to my pet project, Greasebelly Garage. If you've watched any of my videos, you know I have a 1971 GMC truck. That 1971 GMC truck was owned by my grandfather. His name was Jerry Oliver, and he was a plumber, pipe fitter, insurance salesman for a while, police officer. He could play guitar, he sang in the church. Just, to me, just an amazing human being. You know, I know a lot of people feel that way about their grandparents, girls with their grandmothers, and guys with their grandpas. Just always something a little extra special about them. I got the truck when he passed away in 1995. Actually, I got it down here in 1999 to Florida. He lived in Georgia. I restored the truck, spent a lot of money on it at the time, and I haven't really ever done much with it. And I'm going to drive it on the GM Tailgate Tour, which starts in Sevierville, Tennessee, and I think it goes to Asheville, Boone, Denton, North Carolina, and then it ends in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I'll put a little picture of it up here for you so you can see it. I'm looking forward to meeting my YouTube friends and a lot of people along the way, and people I've don't even know exist, and other YouTubers and all that. So it's going to be a good time, but you got to get ready for it. I'm out here late tonight packing up stuff that I need to take with me. So with that said, my name's Jason. This is Greasebelly Garage. Come on. There we go. Come on, baby. As you can see, we've got the seat yanked out of here because it was only bolted in with 2 bolts in the front. I didn't do that either. When I restored this truck, I think we just undercoated the cab in here. I think that's what that is, yeah. That's the sound deadening material. But I also had somebody change the steering wheel, and it was always crooked, so when you're driving straight, it was like this. So we're gonna take this apart and take off this steering column, and there's a very special reason I'm doing that. Because we've got a brand new made in China tilt steering column for fat people like me, and there's a spring that's already come out. Yeah, there's just parts laying around in this box. Well, hopefully we can get this together without much trouble. So my tail lights weren't working on this truck, and the rear side marker lights, and I started poking around down here. Here's the problem with the back lights here. The wiring harness is pulled loose, but I can't get up in there and see anything without taking the spare tire out of here, which is also flat. Got the spare tire out of here, and the problem was where this wiring harness passes through the frame back behind here, and a hole up there. See that hole? This is good. Somebody got a little lazy when they were working on the truck, it wasn't me, and pulled all the tabs out of here, or yanked on or torqued on the wiring harness and pulled it apart. So I'm going to try to get all those tabs back in there, put some dielectric grease on there, lube this up a little bit, and plug it back together, and it should be fine, at least I hope. Okay, I jammed all those back together to match up with this plug. Sí, Flaco, sí. Yeah, gracias, perfecto. And Flaco's over here again today. He's got a few days off his other job. Dielectric grease, smear it all in there. I love dielectric grease, it's good for all kinds of stuff. Smear these 2 things together, plug it back through the frame, and check the lights to see if they work. Okay, we got lights, and the reason I know that is because somebody didn't put the frickin' bulb back in the light on the side, so I gotta take that apart. But our tail lights are all working now. Oh, sí, funciona. Okay, perfecto. Yeah, perfecto. And yes, my Spanish sucks. Oh yeah, okay, bueno. Okay, so even though this old tire sucks, I can get a little bit more life out of it as a spare. And if you go to a lawnmower shop, they usually sell much, much better versions of slime. This is linseed something, DKU. Linseal. I don't know what that means, but it comes with a tube in here and a Schrader valve remover. And since this tire is already flat, I'm just going to remove the Schrader valve. Sometimes these tools are junk, and you just get a metal one. which is exactly what I'm going to do.
What you working on today?
I want to say hi to the camera.
Hey, how's it going?
And we're doing some upgrades.
Yeah.
My retired, really good friend Mike Soper stopped by. So everybody thank him for his service to the fire industry.
Yeah.
I actually went to fire academy with him, but I wasn't into that yes, lieutenant, no lieutenant crap. And I don't think you were into it either, but you stuck it out.
Stuck it out for a few years.
Yeah.
It worked out okay.
So I'm going to take the Schrader valve out of this and then fill it up with this stuff. And this is way better than slime. And any of this is way better than getting stuck with no spare, right, Mike?
That's for sure.
You are going to be on YouTube, though. You're okay with that, right? Well, look at the camera and smile one more time. Come over here and stand by me. This is two aquarium guys here in Florida. And what else? We've never shared chapstick.
Or drink milk after each other.
Yeah, or ice cream, like an ice cream
cones,
with a big string of saliva that snaps.
Yeah. You always want to know what your mouth is.
Exactly, yeah. It's not my thing, man. So say hi and bye, Mike.
Hey, and bye.
So just roll it back and forth all around. Hope that it stops leaking. The steering column in this truck is original, and they're not that difficult to get out. There's a couple of bolts back there, a couple of bolts under here, some kind of a rag joint, U-joint, spline joint thing that comes apart. And it might be bolted. Yeah, there's a bolting out here as well for the shifter bracket, looks like. Now I can finally get these tires off here. I actually entertained taking a chance with these. They look brand new, but I can't take it on the tailgate tour, and every one of them will blow. And that would blow. About 2 hours later, we've got the old steering column out, and couple of things here. There's an adapter that adapts from the old wiring harness style to the new wiring harness style, and there's you can buy like an aftermarket wiring conversion adapter duber to make that work, but I'm not going to do all that because I forgot to order the thing. I'm just going to snip this off and wire it into the new version. This is the original steering column in this truck, and you can hear the bearings are pretty messed up. My neutral safety switch was getting pretty iffy. They had black tape stuck on here, and the horn didn't work, and I'm going to try to correct all that, even if I have to go buy a new adapter for it. Hi, I'm Jason. I enjoy long walks on the beach, reading Jack Reacher novels, and way overpaying for 15-inch tires. Since when did these things become so much money and so impossible to find? Then the tire store stripped out all the bolts in the American Racing center caps. So I had to pick them up, bring them home, take the caps out, take them back to the tire store, let them balance them, and then order new caps on Amazon. So toss in another $100 on top of all of that. Totally ridiculous. And then to add insult to insult, the wheels look like crap when you take them off. The outer rim that we polished looks fine, but the inside starting to show its age like its owner. So I think what I'm going to do is scuff these things up and give them that torque thrust look. And I need to mask off a few things. Fortunately, I've got one of these Temu, I think it's Temu, kits for these plastic clips. And these plastic clips fit perfectly in the lug holes because the original torque thrust paint scheme is not painted in the lug holes. They're a little different style. These are torque thrust 2s, I think. Torque thrust wheels come up much flatter, like a harder line in here, I believe. The spokes are a little wider. But I don't care about any of that because I just want them to look better. This whole thing was like $2, I think. They let me spin the wheel and I got like $6 off of that. Now I'm going to mask off the outside edge, and I'm just going to paint the whole center part and the spokes and the part right here. I bought some kind of gray paint. It's guaranteed not to peel off. So that means it'll last, I don't know, 2 months instead of just 2 weeks probably. This is called mastic tape. It solves problems for air conditioning guys. It's got a plastic backing on it. You can buy this at Home Depot, but it sucks. HVAC supply houses have this stuff, and it's really good. If you've watched my channel at all, which I'm sure you haven't, I use this stuff quite a bit, actually. You can kind of line it up wherever you want it. Try not to stick it on itself like I just did. Throw it in a loop like this. And when it sticks to the wheel, it sticks to the wheel. Now I can see what I'm doing. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I was getting kind of tired of this aluminum look anyway. Set those back in there again. All right, that's as much masking as I have any interest in doing. I wasn't even that interested in doing that. I'm just going to take this red Scotch-Brite pad. I don't even know if it's the correct coarseness or anything. I'm just going to lightly scuff everything up with it. Doesn't take much on aluminum. Listen to me talking like an expert. Yeah, it's not going to take much on that aluminum there. You know, it'll be all right. The older you get, the more... I mean, you still enjoy this stuff, but you also want to kind of get it over with sometimes and not make a big production out of it. I mean, this is my own stuff. If I were doing this for somebody else, I would do absolutely top shelf work. Back in my day, there was like Keystones and Kraegers, and you had those Ultras in the 90s. Psychedelic looking wheels with the flat caps. That's good enough. The only paint that I could find local that I was comfortable buying was this Rust-Oleum high performance. This is metallic graphite, but they had it in satin black, I think, and gloss black, and clear, and silver. 3 times more durable, fade resistance, no peel promise, adhesion guarantee. Then we'll just start out with a light coat like this. Try to remember when you're doing a rim, you gotta kind of, it's already messed up. But you know what? I like the crinkled look because that looks more like a original torque thrust wheel. Let's just leave it crinkled because it looks better than what was there. Okay, let's see what happens. Well, the old Rust-Oleum paint gets my blessing for sure. Now, I did bubble up a little bit, but that's really no big deal. Everybody makes a big deal out of that. When you're not painting like a car, base clear or whatever, you just go ahead and let it bubble up and then hit it with a Scotch-Brite pad again. And that's what I did. And then you spray it in much lighter coats. I went and reread that polish we used, and it leaves a permanent sealant, it says. So when I do the other ones, I'm going to clean them off really good with some kind of solvent, and then tape the outside rim, put my plastic things in the lug nut holes, and then when I spray this on, it shouldn't react that way. It even looks like the right texture for wheels. It's really cool. I always wanted torque thrust wheels style, kind of like the ones that came on the 2002 to 2004, 2001 to 2004 Mustang GTs. I used to love those wheels, so I'm going for that look. It'll give me some more life out of these wheels to get more use out of them before I go and have to drop thousands of dollars on wheels. But one thing that I won't do is, even though 15-inch wheels are so expensive, you're never going to see me putting 20-inch wheels on a classic car, or 19s, or 22s, or Twinkie 2s, or whatever they call them. I like cars to ride good, so I like 15s and 16s the best, and even 14s are fine. Like on my Disco Nova, they work out just fine. But you're not going to find me putting 30s on my Disco Nova, so just get it out of your head. It ain't going to happen. You know, for this paint, it's dry already. Almost like powder coating. It's really good stuff. Behold the transformed wheels. I finally got done. About an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes later, And you can tell that I was getting increasingly more intoxicated by paint fumes, because on the last wheel, well, this is the second to the last wheel, the masking job is fairly terrible. I'll have to go back and touch it up with a paintbrush or something. Then on the last one, I just completely forgot to take the cap off the center and completely forgot my little doodads in the lug nut holes, so they're gray as well. And I don't think I really care right now. I don't think I care about anything right now except going to bed. And that's what I'm going to do. Boy, did I sleep like a baby. And now I can see all the places that I missed. So I got my associate Flacco, a little brush. And we're just going to touch up the little parts that I missed in my semi-drunken stupor. And we decided to spray paint the drums, which is a YouTuber thing these days. My buddy Flacco, I've been trying to teach him some English for a long time, like 24 years probably. Rebuilding?
Rebuilding.
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 Bing bop boom 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 bop bam.
Bing, 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 boom, 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 bop.
The kind of shit I'm on you wouldn't understand.
Fucking good, man.
I got updates, good and bad. One good one. So I was able to get the steering wheel coated with the proper type of poly shades sealant, and I think it looks really good. Hard to see out here right now. These lights that I put in, they help, but they're not perfect. Got the new $200 eBay tilt steering column installed 2 different times, and it has been a teeter-totter of heartbreak and celebration. This thing here, 0 stars. It looks beautiful, but the end of it's got plastic bushings, plastic bearings. The biggest problem, though, is when you get it installed, this blinker arm is supposed to slide into the slot right here and into the front of the blinker switch. Not only is this thing drilled improperly, it's got a big weak spot in it, it will not go in there. There is no clearance to get it into the collar and into the blinker switch. This thing here, the script on it sucks. And the biggest problem is they gave you this billet looking hazard light switch knob. However, when you look on the side of the steering column where this goes in, there's a hole. That hole is not drilled correctly. There is like 0 chance that that's going to go in there. The hole is like half that size. I tried to adjust this turn signal switch. I mean, I've put dozens of these things in. They're no big deal. This will not come out of this collar because there's a big lip all the way around it that looks like it's machined wrong. I don't even know how they get these things together. The shift knob is a Tupperware style screw-on thing, which is not correct, and it feels like it's worth about 10 cents or so. So this thing is coming out. I'm just going to live without tilt wheel for a while because to get a good one is probably $1,200 now, somewhere in that range. And what sucks is I sold 4 good ones 20 years ago for $250 a piece. This is my old original non-tilt column. My associate that put the Grant steering wheel in for me, he told me he had some trouble with this thing, and it looks like he probably did. Now there's 2 bearings. There's a bearing here, there's a bearing on the far end. They were really noisy before, so I blew this thing apart. It just slides apart now. These are easy to work on. And I lubricated them up pretty good, repacked them, cleaned them, and I think they'll be okay. I found this original shift lever. This just installs right here. You drive a pin out. There's like a knurled pin in there that holds that together. And unfortunately, I'd hacked off the... Where's the wiring for this thing? I hacked off the wiring for the turn signal switch, but I'm going to re-splice it. And I'm just going to put this back together and shine it up and put the new shift lever in it with repacked bearings. And I'm just going to have to lose more weight to drive this truck. I do have another S10 flat steering wheel out of like a 93 S10 steering column that I didn't even realize I had. So I might just put that on. It's the one with the 4 spokes. Kind of looks like a spider web. And it even says GMC in the middle. I understand they work good. I might just bolt that on there for the tailgate tour, because I'm going to be heartbroken if I can't take this thing with me now, because I got those brand new $1 million tires, did all that work, getting high as a kite, painting the wheels. I even hacked back on the center caps that the tire store tried to destroy with the screws that they didn't destroy. I got the paint looking pretty good. I got my new shop cat. He's hanging out underneath there. That's Nitro. And here it is back in the box. First things first, if any of my subscribers have any interest in this, I'll sell it to you. I paid like $220 or something. I will sell this thing for 50 bucks, exactly the way it is, plus shipping. If you're interested, just email me at greasebellygarage@gmail.com. I don't care if it sits here for 100 years. If somebody wants it for 50 bucks, it's yours. Maybe you can use a few parts off of it. It does have a neutral safety switch, etc., etc. I don't recommend using it as a replacement, but if you want to try, knock yourself out. I had to cut off the harness, but you can get a new. I'll throw the pigtail in, which is right here. There you go. You can just wire it back together. And I'll throw in whatever pieces I could find, but it's a piece of junk, okay? I'm just going to tell you straight up. But if you want it, 50 bucks plus shipping. I got my American Racing center caps in the mail today. I'm going to put those on in Tennessee. I'm going to have to finish a bunch of adjustments and stuff in Tennessee. We redid the bedwood, made it look better. It is not done correctly, and there's somewhere there's some bolts missing too, and they're cockeyed and crooked. But the wood kits, you know, they're not all that great either. Got the door panels back together. I've got the old green 17-inch steering wheel in at the moment. I'm going to have to replace the turn signal switch, which I'll do in Tennessee. Flacco's bolting the seat down because it only had 2 bolts in the front, and the passenger, you can see it on the floor over there, the passenger seatbelt retractor was just under the seat. A couple of weeks ago, I put a brand new Holley Street Warrior 600 carburetor on this. It's running fat. I got to dial it in. Haven't had time to do that. Got to set the choke a little better. Cover all that in Tennessee. We adjusted all the stuff for the steering column correctly. We got all the chrome shined up with that white diamond stuff. You know, it's starting to... This was an aftermarket grill, and it's actually held up pretty good. I've got a scuff right here I got to take care of. Probably do that in Tennessee also. I'll bring my stuff with me. So now we got runs good. Shifter doesn't rattle anymore. It used to like drive me crazy. I got backup lights, which I used to have a long time ago. Now they're back. The neutral safety switch is adjusted correctly. It's just the index on top is not quite right, which may have something. I'm not even gonna worry about it. It's in reverse and the lights come on. I don't really care where the stupid needle is. You don't see them often, but I did a lot of research on that when I restored the truck, because the one thing I wanted to be right was the stickers on the tailgate. The Mighty Excursion is loaded up with the Mighty grandfather's truck, so I got to get it strapped down and balance the load a little better. I'll do all that later today when it cools off a bit. It's like 85 degrees in Florida already. I'll be on the GM Tailgate Tour from the 24th until the 28th. I'm looking forward to meeting some people. Overall, I think the truck turned out really good. I'm really happy with the way the wheels look, and I think this truck's going to hold up good, and I'm going to have a good time on the Tailgate Tour. I'll drop a link to that down in the description, and in the meantime, I will most certainly catch you guys on the flip side.
Thanks for tuning in, Fun Seekers. Make sure you tune in again.